Did you know there's a plant that can live both in soil and in water, that needs very little care, grows fast, and even purifies the air? And as if that wasn't enough, it's so tough that it can survive in conditions where other plants would simply wither. That plant is the pothos, also known as Epipremnum aureum, one of the most recommended plants for people who are just starting out in the world of gardening, or simply want a decorative, easy to care for, and very grateful plant. The pothos is native to Southeast Asia and belongs to the Araceae family. It has won the hearts of millions of people around the world thanks to its beauty, hardiness, and versatility. Its heart-shaped leaves can show different shades of green and combinations of yellow, white, or even bluish tones, depending on the variety. It can be grown as a hanging plant, trained to climb on a pole, or even cultivated hydroponically in water. Its adaptability is impressive, and that's why today I'm going to tell you everything you need to know to keep a beautiful and healthy pothos without complications. Caring for pothos is simple. When it comes to light, it prefers bright but indirect light. It can survive in low-light areas, but its growth will be slower, and variegated varieties might lose some of their color if they don't receive enough light. It doesn't tolerate direct sunlight, as this can burn its leaves. As for watering, it's important to let the top centimeters of the soil dry out before watering again. A common mistake is overwatering, which can cause root rot. In hot weather, you can water once or twice a week, while in winter, it can go longer without watering. The ideal temperature for pothos is between 18 and 28 degrees Celsius. It doesn't tolerate very low temperatures or cold drafts. When it comes to humidity, although it adapts well, if the air is very dry, it's a good idea to mist its leaves occasionally to keep it fresh. If you decide to grow it in soil, the best option is a light and well-aerated mix that allows for good drainage. You can make a homemade mix using 2 parts potting soil, 1 part coconut fiber or peat, and 1 part perlite or vermiculite. This will prevent waterlogging and help the development of strong roots. It's a good idea to use a pot with drainage holes and place a layer of stones at the bottom to improve water flow even more. Don't forget to clean the leaves from time to time with a damp cloth to remove dust and help with photosynthesis. One of the great advantages of pothos is that it can also be grown in water. To do this, simply cut a stem that has at least 1 node and 1 or 2 leaves. Remove the leaves from the part that will be submerged and place it in a container with clean water, preferably rainwater or tap water, that has been left to sit for 24 hours. Change the water every 5 to 7 days to avoid the growth of bacteria and algae. This method is not only decorative, but it also lets you watch the roots develop. It's important to place the container in a bright spot, but away from direct sunlight. The roots that grow in water are different from those that grow in soil, so if later you decide to move your pothos from water to soil, do it while the roots are still short so they can adapt better to the new medium. As for fertilizing, pothos isn't demanding, but it responds very well to nutrients when fed properly. If you grow it in soil, you can use a liquid fertilizer for foliage plants once every 15 to 20 days during spring and summer. In fall and winter, once a month is enough, or you can even stop if the plant goes dormant. You can also use organic fertilizers like banana peel tea, settled rice water, or diluted liquid compost. These provide potassium, nitrogen, and other micronutrients naturally. If you grow it in water, you can also fertilize, but more carefully. Use a water-soluble fertilizer, specifically for hydroponics, diluted to 1/4 of the recommended dose, and apply it just once a month. Another more natural option is to add a drop of organic liquid fertilizer every 3 weeks. Never use solid fertilizer or raw homemade compost directly in water, as they can decompose and lead to bacteria growth. Propagating pothos is very easy and satisfying. Just cut a stem that has at least 1 visible node. You can propagate it both in water and directly in soil. If you do it in water, as I already mentioned, place the cutting in a glass of water and wait 2 to 4 weeks for roots to appear. If you prefer to do it in soil, Plant the cutting in moist mix and cover it with a transparent plastic bag for a few days to maintain humidity. In both cases, place the cutting in a bright spot with indirect light. In no time, it will start to grow, and you'll have new plants to give as gifts or use to decorate different areas of your home. Within the pothos world, there are many varieties, but today I want to introduce you to 5 that stand out for their beauty and popularity. The first is the golden pothos, the most common variety, with green leaves and yellow splashes that give it a vibrant appearance. It's very tough and grows fast. The second is the marble queen, which has a white marbled pattern over green and looks very elegant. It needs more light to maintain its color. In third place is the neon pothos, whose neon green leaves bring a modern and very decorative touch to any space. Then there's the mandala, a patented variety, with wavy leaves that show a mix of white, cream, and green, creating unique patterns on each leaf. And finally, the Cebu blue, a very sought-after variety by collectors, with elongated leaves and metallic bluish tones that stand out for their rarity. It's worth mentioning that pothos is a naturally climbing plant, so if you place a pole or support, it can grow upward, imitating its natural behavior. It can also be used as a hanging plant, letting its stems fall like a cascade from a shelf, hanging pot, or bookcase. This versatility makes it perfect for decorating all kinds of spaces, from offices to bedrooms. Plus, according to NASA studies, pothos helps purify indoor air by removing toxic compounds like formaldehyde and benzene. However, you should know that it's toxic if ingested, so it's best to keep it out of reach of pets or small children. As you can see, pothos is a noble, decorative, and very grateful plant. It adapts to different environments, doesn't need much care, and offers a wide range of shapes and colors to beautify any space. Whether you grow it in soil or in water, if you follow these basic tips, your pothos will grow healthy, strong, and full of life. And if you're eager to discover more pothos varieties, don't miss the next video where I'll show you the lesser-known but just as beautiful kinds, some of which have surprising leaf shapes and colors. If that video isn't out yet, I'll leave you another excellent option so you can watch something great in the meantime. Tell me where you're watching from so I can give you a shout-out in the next video.